I have to say it every time, but
It's
I
important.
like saying
It's
it.
important because you get new listeners. You have listeners who listen through different medias, and yeah. So, like always, we are watching our Facebook Live video as we're on air with you. So we are
If you
going to
have any questions, any comments, feel free to chime in. We'll try to get back to you as we're going here. But we also appreciate a little bit of interaction too. So
we are going to throw a few questions out for you. So we would like to hear your response, and we will acknowledge if you comment on our Facebook Live video.
yeah.
So here we go. Austin and I have been together just over 3.5 years, and you were a bit of a nerd before, but since you've met me, you've really been engulfed in the fandom of Comic Cons and superheroes and the love for all thing woman power.
Yes, I'm like a nerd through osmosis. I'm just like absorbing nerdiness being around you all the time.
And you always loved these things. You always have loved Disney and
definitely
cartoons and Harry Potter.
Yeah, but now I think I like have an appreciation for all these different like universes and like an understanding of things that I never really did before. Not that I didn't care, but now I'm actually a lot more invested in a lot of these storylines, and I'm not really a reader. I'll put that out there. So I was never like a comic book reader per se, even though there's pictures and stuff. Like reading is really
They are still complicated.
Not easy for me.
But you read the Harry Potter books, and those really have stuck with you.
Yeah, but I could honestly say in my entire life, I'll be 30 this year, Harry Potter is probably the only books I've ever read, other than ones I've had to read in high school.
I would love to share some great graphic novels with you, honey.
Yes, well, I'm trying, but reading really isn't easy for me, so it's just like a little bit of a learning disability.
No, what are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Okay,
well,
so
Levi is the expert on my learning disabilities.
Well,
Everyone, you heard it here first.
Well, I used to wear this like fake diamond ring, and I wore this diamond ring, and I told my client, "Oh well, it's not really a diamond." She goes, "Levi, don't ever tell anyone that again. You only need to disclose what you want and when you want. So if you feel like disclosing that, you go for it."
Yes, well, I like stories, but I find it difficult to read sometimes. So that's my story. Either way, I'm really glad that all of these like universes, or like DC and Marvel and stuff, are coming out on movie now. Even though maybe it's not 100% true to the comics, I still have it accessible to me now. So I'm very pleased about that, and I really like where Disney's going with these Marvel universes too, because now I can get into it too.
Well, we watch all the movies, and one thing we watch a lot of, and since we've been together, we have got to see the Wonder Woman movie together in theaters, probably 3 or 4 times. I'm obsessed with Wonder Woman. She's been my hero since I was born, and people who follow me, she's on my car. I dress as Wonder Woman, sometimes at kids' birthday parties, sometimes at pride events, sometimes playing baseball. So I'm definitely... Our house, there's not a room without Wonder Woman in it. It's not just a new thing. And so one person I always dreamed of meeting was Linda Carter. The other person I dreamed of meeting was Princess Leia.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, so I'm going to just quickly tell this story because it's important to what we're going to talk about tonight. Born in 1977, the same year as Star Wars, and Wonder Woman is in its glory days on TV. And it's weird because I would have been 0 years old, I guess, watching these shows, but somehow through osmosis, these two women became very important to me. And I was drawn to these strong female role models, and I've tried to emulate their girl power, and I saw a lot of strong women in my life, and I have tried to live my life emulating them. So it's, it's interesting. And
I think like when TV shows, I don't know, especially like in the 80s, like early 80s, late 70s, reruns were like really a thing too. So those things would have, like Wonder Woman would have been in syndication for like 10 years after the show even ended. So that would have been right when you were in your TV watching days.
Totally. And when I would mention to people that I was meeting Wonder Woman or they saw the pictures, they're like, I used to race home and watch that show. It had a cartoon intro. It had this fantastical, appeal, and Linda Carter was at the center of it. A very living embodiment of Wonder Woman and the character. So 6 years ago, I had a chance to meet Carrie Fisher at Calgary Comic Con. I bought my ticket in advance because I wanted to do the meet and greet. I wanted her to sign my Princess Leia action figure. But Revlon called and sent me to Madrid. So you have to go free trip to Madrid or go meet Carrie Fisher. So I chose the trip to Madrid. And when Saturday came and I should have been meeting Carrie Fisher, I broke my tibia and fibia, ended up in a wheelchair for 3 months, and I never got to meet Carrie Fisher. And as I sat there crying in Madrid, I said to myself out loud, I should have met Princess Leia. And then she died, and that was a really dark moment. I never got that opportunity to meet her. So when Lynda Carter was coming to Calgary, I knew nothing was going to get in my way, and that means Austin knew nothing was going to get in his way, that we were going to go and have our Lynda Carter experience.
Yeah.
I just never knew how great it was really going to be.
It was so fun, actually. I had like the best time, and I actually even driving home in the car, I was just like, Levi, I'm so grateful that you gave me that experience, and I really, really had a great time with you. We also contacted my old boss from Calgary because I knew she was a really big Wonder Woman fan, so
Lena.
I mentioned that to Levi, and he messaged her on Facebook, and she actually came with us as well, and it was a great time. It was really fun to watch the two of you kind of like fangirl and like have your teary moments in the concert. And
So I want to talk to some of the Wonder Woman fans out there directly. If you didn't follow Wonder Woman, Lynda Carter after Wonder Woman, she actually has a large spanning singing career with 5 studio albums. I knew she had a singing career. I didn't know how extensive it was. I knew she had a Vegas show, but I knew it was like off and on because she had kids, and I know that she's had some alcohol struggles, so she wasn't always went to rehab and is very vocal about that. So I wasn't really sure about how I would see her. And I can't believe she came to Calgary for her very first time and performed an 1.5 hour long musical concert.
she went a half hour over what she was supposed to. Like, she just kept going, and then we did like a little. They had an interview.
Don't go there yet. I want to tell stories what she talked about.
Okay, you tell your stories.
Well, you're going to tell them too. So we weren't really sure what a concert from Lynda Carter would look like or sound like, and I had butterflies that it wouldn't be actually interesting, or what if she was a bad performer or a bad dancer or a bad singer. I just didn't know because I only knew her really as Wonder Woman and more recently on Supergirl or the TV series. So she came out and started singing. What did you think of her singing?
I thought it was good. Like, I don't know, like, how to say it, but like, she was really entertaining. She was fun to watch. It was kind of like watching your grandma in a way. Like, she's talented, and
my grandma doesn't look like that.
The way she was like acting and like her little movements, it was like cute, and she's totally from a different era.
Yeah, she's got that whole.
I just mean it that way. I'm not saying she's old. She's very, very like attractive still, and always will be.
I was nervous. Like, I didn't know how she would move or sound or sing or perform, but her energy really impressed me. She reminds me of like the golden age of like entertainers, like the Elvises and who's that guy, that Duncashay?
No, Rod Stewart?
No.
I don't know.
No, the guy from Montana, and they do him at New West. Wayne Newton, and like, what's New Pussycat? She does this whole like Vegas performer thing, and I just had never really been to a show like that, especially with a female lead again. So,
just again, I'll reiterate, she's totally from a different era of performer.
Yeah.
And it was really, really entertaining to watch. I don't think any of these younger entertainers can get out there and do exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
It was fun. A lot of jokes. Really good at talking. She didn't just come out and like was singing the whole time and like not interacting with the audience. It really was like a storytelling too, and every song she did, there was like a little story behind it with like some pictures that went up on the AV. And
we learned a lot about who she's performed with, everyone from Willie Nelson to Ray Charles, her 5 CBS musical specials, and you just got a lot of insight. And she said, you thought you were just coming here to see Wonder Woman, but you're going to see my first love, and that was music. And she was touring as a singer before she got the role as Wonder Woman, running out of money from Miss America, and then got the role as Wonder Woman. And she said at that moment everything changed because she went from a young girl living in Arizona to world famous and easily identified as Wonder Woman. It was pretty impressive.
It was. And then we learned about her first album, and the song Toto was actually about her fame that came with it. And she even said, like, I don't want you to feel bad for famous people or anything, but this is like kind of my story with it and how I was feeling at that time when I first got my fame and the level of fame that it came. And it doesn't crush you, but it could if you let it, kind of thing.
Yeah, she sang the song Toto about, like, you know, we're not in Kansas anymore, and how do we find our way home? Because you can't go back once you reach that level of fame and recognition. It's you're now, like, you just can't go to the grocery store, you know?
I just want to go home.
Yeah. But you can't, so
Now
you
we're
do.
in Oz. Little Toto.
Sometimes I feel like we're in Oz.
Yeah, it was like, that song made me cry.
Yeah, actually.
I really listened to the lyrics and it got me going.
Interesting thing about Lynda Carter, she's actually still writing music in Nashville. Her band is very highly acclaimed, like
They're all,
Nashville
like, studio
session
artists.
singers, yeah, like studio session singers singers and guitarists and vocalists. And
another interesting little tidbit that I learned is she records songs for video games.
yeah, like one of her big thing now is she does songs for video games.
Yeah, so like Fallout 4, she's featured in a couple times.
No, they bought all her songs.
So like Fallout 4 has like a bunch of Lynda Carter songs in it.
Yeah, so they're
They
written
did a couple
and
songs
performed.
from it, but I was like, really? And she got into like this character of whoever like her Fallout character is, and she's like, if anything happens, like, don't be offended because it's not me.
Yeah, she said, it's a post-apocalyptic world and you can be anyone, even Wonder Woman. It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre. At one point, I got a little nervous because she went and got a water bottle and she was drinking out of it with a straw, and she said, vodka. It's vodka. And I was like, is it vodka? Because she was like getting more and more fun as the night went, and I know that she's had a long battle with sobriety, but as far as I know, she's been sober for 18 years.
And like she could have just been more loosened up once the crowd was going, but it could also have been vodka because she made the joke a couple times.
She made the joke a couple times, yeah. So, yeah, I thought it was funny when she said Superman put a sock in his pocket, if you know what I mean.
No, she didn't even say that. She's like, well, Superman wore a sock in his pocket. I didn't wear anything under mine. Like, just saying, like, that was her body. And
It made me think of, like, was she talking about Christopher Reeves, the original Superman?
Yeah. But I gotta say, like, looking at those photos, and maybe, like, there's a corset in the costume because Bob Mackie made it, but there was definitely, like, control garments built into this, and you can see the top of the corset. As a drag queen, like, I totally can see those things, so I feel like she's like a little bit of a fibber.
No, the costume is built with a shape in it.
I know, so maybe she didn't wear it underneath it, but it's still like a corseted garment.
Yeah, I think the whole outfit is like one shaped, very minuscule swimsuit.
And it's got ribbing, it's got like everything, and you can physically see that, but like, you know, Cher's outfits are the same thing too. I don't know why she would lie about it and say, that's my body. There's no hip padding or corseting. I never wore a corset, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you can physically see that it's in there.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. I think if your costume is already a fitted garment.
Challenge you out there, viewers. Google Wonder Woman, the 70s version of her, and zoom in on those pictures, because I know I did.
Okay. Well, I think she looks amazing.
She always looks amazing. And don't ever think that I'm not saying she didn't look amazing, because she's
also,
wonderful, but I still think she's a fibber.
So, also interesting, fans asked her if she would be in Wonder Woman Part 2, Wonder Woman 1984, starring Gal Gadot, coming out next summer. And she said, you know you're not allowed to ask me that, and I can't answer that.
She's like, I can't tell you yes, I can't tell you no. I just can't tell you, so don't ask.
So we really hope Lynda Carter makes an appearance in the new Wonder Woman. When asked about how she feels about Gal Gadot,
Oh, yeah, Gadot, she said. She just was so, like, supportive, and said she, like, was really happy about how the character can go on now and have new life again, and get a new audience, and the message behind Wonder Woman of, like, feminism, freedom, personal freedom. What else is it?
I don't know, girl power?
Yeah, but, like, you always say, like, the driving force behind Wonder Woman is, and then you name
Well, it's love.
Yeah, some love.
Love, compassion, always standing up for the innocent, just always doing it's right and doing it with beauty and brains.
So that is totally like still the message of Gal Gadot's version of Wonder Woman, like how DC's taking this now. So she was basically in that nutshell saying she was happy that can continue.
Yeah, she's actually works with Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins in consulting for the Wonder Woman movies.
She actually said my very good friend Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, and she's very supportive behind it. Mm-hmm. It's so nice because a lot of times we see females not always supporting one another as a new one comes up. We see this a lot in music, where instead of supporting each other, they're catty to each other. Ariana Grande and Mariah, Whitney and Mariah. Like, it seems like sometimes female singers, Madonna and Gaga, don't support each other through it. So it's really great to see Linda Carter supporting and helping champion this message of love and girl power, and supporting, not feeling threatened by the next storytelling of it. I want her in the movie.
Yeah. She even she was talking about her role on Supergirl as the president.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And saying she was quite political at this moment and said America couldn't handle a woman as president, so they made her an alien, and then she took a couple Trumpy stabs, which I really appreciated, but I think some of the Calgary audience was a little bit eye-rolly at that.
I know, I think it was awesome. She took her hair and made it a comb over and said, "There's an alien in the White House."
And she stuck her lips out.
And I'm not allowed to say that. And I thought that was very, very strange that, because I love a good conspiracy theory, but the fact that Linda Carter, a very connected human being and been around a long time, said there's an alien in the White House, and she was talking Trump. That was interesting. Because that could mean, it could mean he's not a born in America kind of guy. It could mean a lot of things.
I found it very interesting, and I like the little subtle Trumpy jabs.
Yeah. She also claims, and not that it matters because I'm pro-plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery if you want it or need it. She also said, people ask her how she looks so amazing for 67, and all her hair is her hair, no hair extensions. I was snooping, I was looking. She has beautiful hair, beautiful skin, and she says she has had no plastic surgery, but admitted to fillers on her lips, but her son did not like that look, and she felt weird, so luckily it goes away. And I don't really consider fillers or injections plastic surgery.
That's not surgery.
Right.
Yeah, I think surgery is when you are physically opening skin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, and again,
I think she's had some cheek fillers for sure.
Not that we're the beauty experts here. Well, maybe we are.
I think we literally are the beauty experts. We do this for a living.
That's true. We don't always bring our beauty and fashion into our show, but we are a little bit tonight too. So, not that it matters.
I don't care.
No, I don't care
at
either.
all.
She looks stunning.
I'm totally for it.
She looks like Linda Carter. That's the amazing
rolling
thing.
My eyes when I could tell she's fibbing,
Oh my god!
I also think that era of performing, or when she was in the height of her career, all of these topics we're talking about are very taboo, and you just don't talk about them. All of the Hollywood starlets from early '80s, late '70s, well, and on or everything leading up to the 80s, that's kind of when things switched about nose jobs and things like that, when it was more open. People didn't even talk about hair extensions or anything either that was for different ethnicities, you know what I mean? You just don't do that. You don't talk about it.
But people wear wigs and wiglets a lot.
Yeah, and looking back at even 60s,
Raquel Welch, all of them were wearing
Barbara Streisand, everyone.
Movies always had hair pieces.
Yeah. Hollywood secrets. Not so secret anymore. Very mainstream.
Madonna said, "I'm not against plastic surgery. I'm just against talking about it." So, yeah, you don't need to tell all the stuff. Anyway, it was a great show. She had a question answer. She told us how the spin from Wonder Woman happened. They had her on a Lazy Susan, and they were spinning around.
And she was like,
"This is ridiculous. Why don't I do a pirouette?" And then she spun. If you remember, is Wonder Woman would do this beautiful spin, a flash of light, and then boom, you're a Wonder Woman.
And that's how it was born. You heard it here.
Before there was computers. So now we're going to go to the meet and greet.
Which was epic.
But this is where my dreams at first got crushed, and then my dreams got realized. So this is really crazy, actually.
So we're in lineup, and they're kind of corralling us, but it's everybody who paid for like the Linda Carter experience
Basically,
that got to do this.
the first 4 front rows about of the concert.
Maybe 8, but it was probably 150 to 200 people, which is a lot of people.
A lot of people to meet and greet. So 150 to 200 of us lined up in a hallway. They were very strict. The concert had already gone on.
It was a machine, too.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the staff at the Comic Expo and the BMO staff are really, really well trained and very professional. And they got us in and out through there. That was a lot of people to get in through there. And they did it so efficiently and actually, like, with a lot of grace and ease.
So if any of you out there, I'm going to ask you this question, so please chime in if you'd like. If there was someone in this world who you would like to meet, who's role modeled for you, I'd like to see who that is. So if there's someone who you would just want to meet, or feel like you need to meet, or just get weak in the knees if you met, I'd love to hear it. So here is the woman who I've always wanted to meet, already just outdid the human, not even just woman, everything that I thought with her singing, her storytelling. But now we're in lineup to meet her, and I want to get her autograph on my arm so I can get it tattooed on my body. That's how crazy I am with this woman. And so there's probably a lot of crazy fans out there, so I understand the precautions they put in. There was security, there was bodyguards, there was agents, there was photographers, there was a lot of staff.
Handlers. And they kept saying, like, every single step of the way, no photo or no, like, selfies or photos, no touching, no talking, no touching, no talking, no touching, no talking.
And no autographs.
Yeah.
So do not try any of these things when you get in that door. Just get your photo and move on. We have to get through a lot of people here.
Yeah.
So we get to our moment. They take our purses, our bags. They take our stuff. I have my Wonder Woman action figure in my pocket. We wore some very flashy shoulder harnesses from Northbound Leather in Toronto. I just received mine in the mail that day. It had rainbow on it. Austin wore the black one we own. And we go in to meet Linda Carter. Austin's boss, Lena, ex-boss, goes through first. And she's watching this. And I'm already kind of like crushed. Like I had pictures I would show her, things I wanted to tell her. But I can't selfishly take that time from all of these fans. And by the way, meeting the fans was another highlight.
Oh, yeah.
A man in front of us was wearing a Wonder Woman costume, but not in drag and not in a very nice way. So when he went through, we could hear her laughing through the curtain. We still couldn't see what was going on, but we could hear her like dying, which was the first break in the line. And so here we go. We walk in. I walk in first. Austin's going to get the second photo. I'm just ready to do my thing, try not to look too freaked out or smile like this, because I was so nervous. And she just reached out and goes, "What is this?"
And she touched the shoulder pad on him because you went first.
I went first.
And then I got in second. And as you're going around her to stand on the other side, and I could stand on that side of her, that's when she was looking at these shoulder pieces like, what are these all about? And we're not supposed to talk to her. And we're like, oh, like they're fashion and like, but what are they for? What are they about?
And I said, you wear your armor, so I wore my armor for you today. And she's like, I just don't get it. We're like, they're fashion. And then they said, move along, boys. And she said, stop.
She said, wait a minute, I just need a minute.
And then they go, move along, boys, photo. And then she goes, I'm the boss. You can boss them around. You cannot boss me around, and I need a minute with these boys.
She kept talking to us. Where did you get these things? You look fabulous. She gave us compliments. She touched us.
Yeah.
And we're not supposed to touch her, but we both got to put our hands like on her back, basically.
She called over her assistant. She took down the name of the designer, Ryan Locke in Toronto, Canada.
At Northbound Leather in Toronto.
They took down the name and information, and then we got our photo. And then they're like, move along. And she's like, noticed I had a Wonder Woman action figure.
And it wasn't just anyone. It was actually the Linda Carter face likeness replica of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That DC just released. So that was a really fun experience. We were beaming.
Yeah, so we
not only did we break the no talking rule with her, we also broke the no touching rule, and we got to have a really, really cool moment with this famous celebrity.
There were so many things I wanted to say to her, and I did pull out my cell phone, asked for a selfie.
And she's like, sure. And then they were like,
no,
no
phone.
They won't let you. I would let you if it was me, but they just won't let me.
At that moment, I realized, of course, Levi, you're so extra. You went that extra step. I've already had my moment with her. And I just I was just so grateful for having that time with her. all I could really say to Linda Carter was, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. And we moved along.
And we had the great drive home where we were just beaming.
Well,
and
first,
we,
first
talked the whole 2 hours home.
Our friend Lena, your old boss, Lena, is trying to video this moment, and the security's like, put away your phone, lady, because she's like watching this interaction
and
happen.
She's like a social media sniper too.
She's
you
a
and
sniper.
her are the same.
We're very similar.
But that was just such a fun experience, and
Totally.
it's fun to share with her.
Mm.
Yeah. But I was saying, the whole 2 hours home in the car, we talked nonstop, which doesn't happen very often. Usually, like, one of us dozes off, or like you get on your phone, or we listen to music. We talked nonstop, and that was the fastest drive home I've ever had.
But then try and get me to sleep after that moment.
Yeah.
I just wanted to watch
Go,
episodes
go.
of Linda Carter all night, but I couldn't. So, anyway.
So we have just one comment so far, but Adam Bobanek says Reba McEntire is the one that he would love to meet.
So, Adam, would you just die if you met, like, Reba McEntire? Like, have you been to her concert before? Have you seen her live in person? Just curious. Like, would you just freak out and, like, you know, not know what to say and, like, pull a stupid face if you got to take a picture?
And then we have Joanne that says maybe she wants those shoulder things in her next movie.
Well, I was thinking if she wears them at the premiere of Wonder Woman, I'm going to ask Northbound Leather for some free swag for referring Linda Carter to their store. Yeah, I think that...
she really likes the, like, interesting garments, too. She was wearing a really cool, like, custom-looking shirt.
Yeah, she had a custom outfit on for the concert. So I think she likes to have cool stuff for her Vegas show and for performing, because her suit and shoes and shirt all looked custom made.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's into it. And then Susan says, love that you two had that moment.
thank you. It was like, I don't even know. Like, I literally, I'm just so grateful for this universe, and you know, and you got to really just take those times and make them happen, and I'm really happy we made that time happen. So thank you, everyone. I felt all the love and support through the comments and interaction with knowing that I was meeting this idol who means so much to me, and I just really try to embody what the Wonder Woman character represents and means, and I just hope I want to live to that standard. So anyway. Thank you so much for giving me that Wonder Woman moment. Once in a lifetime. I don't even need to meet her again. It's done. I would take it, but now I'm not chasing that dragon anymore. It's happened. I had my perfect moment.
Adam goes on to say that Reba was in Lethbridge years ago, and he missed the opportunity to see her and was crushed. He would probably die if he got to see and talk to her.
Okay, so Adam, I'm going to recommend you stalk her. By stalk her, I mean follow her website, look for her performances, look for meet and greets, join her fan club. It has gotten me closer to the people I love many times, and I
just have to take the opportunity though, like, because you learn so sorely and grievously from your missing out on Carrie Fisher that you'll probably never do that again. Take the opportunity. If you love that celebrity or that star so much, just do it. Don't hold yourself back. You'll never meet them again. There's one opportunity, and if it lands in your lap, take it.
I missed seeing the Spice Girls. I learned from that. I missed seeing Michael Jackson. I learned from that. And then I missed meeting Carrie Fisher, so I learned from that. So just never again. So Adam, I know that she does perform at the Coliseum in Vegas. So I'm going to recommend you book yourself a trip and book yourself a ticket to go see your idol while she's around. You know, she could be in a car accident, a plane crash, or have a heart
she could
attack.
just retire and not sing anymore.
Yeah, because that's the thing. People just disappear. So do it.
Do it.
All right, you nerds.
Doing it.
Ready? Last night we went to the
Avengers
Endgame. So this is over 11 years of Marvel and Disney collaborations.
And for those of you still watching and listening, do not turn off. We won't do spoilers. We promise.
We will not do spoilers. Okay. So this movie is very polarizing to everybody. If you watch the Marvel movies, they started with Iron Man. There was 3 in the Iron Man series, 2 in the Captain America series, 3 in the Captain America series, 3 in the Thor series leading up to Avengers, Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, spin-offs like Ant-Man, Wasp, Black Panther.
Wonder Woman? No, different universe.
Anyway, it has a lot of movies leading up to this. And if you watched Infinity Wars, I'm not spoiling anything, so you've already seen it. At the end of the movie, everybody dies. Like, almost, 50% of the world, billions of people die.
Literally 50%.
So most of the Avengers died. So the movie was epic and awesome, but it left us at quite a crazy cliffhanger with only one movie in between, and that was Captain Marvel. So we know Captain Marvel got attacked by, I'll call them internet trolls. We've talked about that on past episodes. But guess what? It surpassed, even though they tried to stop it. Woman power. She's not Wonder Woman. She's Captain Marvel, but kind of in the same vein. A powerful lead female, and Marvel was ready for it, and we were ready for it. So Captain Marvel is still in theaters. It's a great lead up from Infinity War to Endgame, so we really recommend the end of Infinity War. You see Nick Fury calling Captain Marvel. They all die, even Nick Fury. Captain Marvel movie happens, and then you get Endgame.
Mm-hmm. So if you are waiting for the crowds to die down, because it is opening weekend still, go watch Captain Marvel if you haven't seen it before you watch.
We give it 2 thumbs
Endgame.
up.
I give it like 4 thumbs up because that's how many we have together. It was a really great movie, and I would totally recommend going and seeing it, especially if you're invested in this universe.
Yeah, if you've watched the last 11 years worth of movies, go see Captain Marvel, then go see Endgame. Now we're going to try and do this conversation without spoilers. We went to the movie with our best toy friend, Spencer Jensen, and we're lined up at 10 o'clock. We did not get out of the theater till 1 in the morning, so we are warning you, this movie is over 3 hours long.
It is.
But it's worth it.
It didn't seem like 3 hours to me.
No,
it
me neither.
flew.
Yeah.
I was like, the whole movie, I was invested.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get up to go to the washroom. Usually, like, I get halfway through my popcorn, I'm like, go get butter. I wasn't even that. I'm like just eating the popcorn until it was at the end. I'm like dumping it in my mouth. I'm like, couldn't stop watching.
Yeah.
And I am just gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a really long time since I've watched a movie where I had moments of like complete awe. And I had moments where like I had the biggest grin on my face and I was like, whoa! And everyone beside us, I was sitting right next to this woman and this guy, and there's some really like amazing badass moments that you're just waiting for, and this woman was like like freaking out beside me too, and we kind of like looked at each other at one moment and laughed, and it's been a while. Like in like Justice League, I had that moment when Wonder Woman came in finally.
Yeah.
But I had like some moments, like quite a few of them, for like a good half-hour span in this movie where I just was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, they definitely pulled out all the stops for this movie, and that's what we're expecting after over 11 years of build-up. And of course, we're so invested in these characters, we almost think they're friends. And if you were a fan beforehand, you've read them in storybooks and comic books, watched them in animated films, and played them in video games, and now you're seeing this movie, which is kind of like they're calling the end of the first major story arc of Avengers. Well, I think they call it third phase. But
yeah, phase 3. Now
phase
we're going
3.
into phase 4.
So this really is tying up a decade of movies and a collaboration with Disney that's just been phenomenal. So here's some facts about the opening weekend. Austin.
It did $1.2 billion on opening weekend, which broke all records again. It beat Aquaman, it beat Captain Marvel, who beat Aquaman, it beat
Black Panther,
and Wonder Woman. Every single one of these movies are kind of building off of each other.
Well, let's even go to other franchises. It beat Avatar, which actually held the record before. It beat Jurassic Park. It beat Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So people are invested in Endgame.
Yeah.
I see.
It is like we're in this age where being a nerd is cool.
Yeah.
And everyone keeps like building on the support of all of this.
So $1.2 billion. I'd be curious. I haven't read yet how much it cost to make the movie, but they definitely are
I think
happy.
it was more than most
Yeah,
because it was good. It was like Avatar level like budget.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, it was full on. Disney is definitely getting that money back from buying Marvel, so I think everyone's really happy about that. I want to say, like, this movie is so polarizing. We saw people leaving Instagram and social media to not get spoilers, or because fans are getting angry and discussing it. And people are so polarized. Did you see that picture of this teacher's school classroom door?
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
So this teacher put a notice on her door at her classroom, and it said, "I cannot see Avengers Endgame till Wednesday with my brother. He's away. If there is any spoilers or discussion of this movie in the class, you will be asked to leave."
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if she got reprimanded for that, but this teacher basically told the students, "You will be kicked out of class if you talk about Avengers." That is pretty crazy.
That is next level.
Yeah, that's investment. I saw someone on their Snap story giving spoilers. I'm like, what are you doing?
I hate that, honestly. And like, I know this is like not quite the same thing, but it kind of is. Every Thursday, I do not go on social media, period, because I don't want RuPaul's Drag Race to get spoiled for me. Every single I don't go on Tumblr, I don't go on Instagram, I don't go on Facebook, like nothing, because I don't want to know anything. I don't even go on YouTube because people upload there right away too.
Yeah, so no spoilers coming from us. I got to ask you, Austin, how do you feel after watching Endgame?
I feel pretty good. Like, I don't know, it got a 96% approval rate on Rotten Tomatoes, and I am probably 96% approving of this as well. Honestly, because, like, it tidily ended up a lot of things, not all of it, but I just feel like a lot of questions I had still, or, like, fun little nuggets that I wish they'd given me, they gave me. You know what I mean?
You're feeling satisfied of the last 10 years of watching these movies?
Yeah,
you feel
like,
pretty good about this?
Yes, and there's like still room for like a few little things, but like if it ended right here, I wouldn't be sad because I got a lot of tidy endings within the universe.
So
you know what I mean?
You feel a happy closure for the movie?
Yeah, like maybe 90%, not 96%, but I got a lot of little closures to all the lines that have happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, so I'm asking you how you felt about it.
Yeah. So I'm really happy with that movie. And like as we're standing in line to go watch it, this like disgruntled guy comes out, and I don't know if he's like drunk.
He wasn't drunk. He just
like,
watched the movie.
Like,
he's invested.
Are you in line up for Endgame? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, save your money. I was like, what? And like, I always don't like listen to those reviews. I'll go in and make my own opinion of it every time. I'll never ever watch reviews or listen to them. But I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that guy left the theater saying, save your money, don't go. So we know it's polarizing.
I'm like an easy person to please, though. I can honestly say there's maybe 2 movies I've ever gone to theaters ever, and only one really memorable one that I left going like, ugh.
Do you want to ask me how I feel? Do you want to ask me how I felt?
Well, how do you feel, Levi?
I feel pissed. I feel a little bit pissed. I love the movie. I do feel a lot of things are tied up. I think I'm definitely still ready for more. I'm ready for where this is going. But I kind of left a little bit... I had friends texting me trying to get spoilers, but I would not give them. But you need to go see this movie so we can talk. You can message me privately about it after you have seen it, or if you've already seen it, and I will tell you my thoughts on a few of the situations. But I do feel kind of a happy conclusion for a lot of it.
But you're still pissed.
Some of it I'm just like a little bit shaken up about.
Yeah.
I had a hard time going to bed last night.
So are you saying you're full of wonder about what's going to happen, or are you actually mad?
I'm questioning some of the decisions that Marvel Studios took with it.
Or maybe like in the next upcoming things, are things going to get tied up? Because we know what's coming out still.
Well, we don't know, but I mean, if you start Googling, be careful because you might see a spoiler. So we don't. I was
We
gonna.
don't know.
I was gonna talk about that, but I feel like when I Googled it, I got a lot of spoilers.
Okay.
So just go see this movie before you Google what's next for the Marvel Universe and movies because you will get spoiled, and I think you need to go in fresh.
Well, I think we should still say what's going to be coming out for movies and stuff.
Because they're not all confirmed.
Okay. Well, I
Please
thought they were
don't.
confirmed. So we
Don't
won't.
Google it. Just drop the conversation there about the next thing. But just we're curious about what's up next. So we know Spider-Man is this summer. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Spider-Man's next.
Yeah. So other
'Cause even
movies
that
that
could
we've
spoil it.
recently watched, we just went and watched Shazam. Did we talk about that
talked
last week?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
we're on.
here we are, a week later.
Yeah. So hopefully after the hype of Avengers dies down, we can all talk about this. We can breathe. We don't need to fight about it, and you don't need to leave social media over it. And again, if you can't go in to see Avengers, go see Captain Marvel first. It's still in the theater at Cineplex.
Yes.
All right. Well, we had a crazy weekend. We're going to talk about Lethbridge Fashion Week. So we got home from Wonder Woman, woke up in the morning, did our clients, and then it was on to Lethbridge Fashion Week. Lethbridge Fashion Week was on its 11th year, much or
12th year.
12th year, much like the Avengers movies. And Jess FM is one of the big sponsors there, so I was happy to hear our local station where we work for being announced throughout the event, as well as Catwalk Salon Spa, who we did all the hair and makeup for it. And I must say, Shelley Court has done such an amazing job with this event. If you haven't gone to Lethbridge Fashion Week, there's 2 shows a year. Make sure you're at the next one. This one was. What'd you think?
It was great, and honestly, this is one of my favorite seasons that we've participated in so far. It was always really well organized, but the models were great. The lines were actually really intriguing and fascinating this year, and I always love seeing the talent that's coming out of Lethbridge.
Yeah,
because they're all local.
I don't think they're all the local designers, are they?
I think they are. But
I think this one was
not-
actually. I think this one was actually.
Yeah, so not all the models are local, but definitely all of the designers were this season, and I really, really had fun watching it. It was really intriguing and inspiring, and a lot of new things. Spring is all about renewal, and
Yeah. Spring
I
collections
can
are always
see
exciting.
Some inspirations of things, and some very young, up and coming designers. Some of them really inspired me too. Yeah, I like all the inspiration looks for the makeup that were kind of chosen for us, and that was really fun for me to do, and I just loved watching it with all these cool designs that were happening.
It's funny when you're given a design board of these models, it's not always a pretty look, but you learn in the fashion world and in the modeling world,
Weird is pretty.
weird is pretty.
Yeah.
Totally. So when you think you need highlight and lots of eyeliner and big lips and gloss to be beautiful and big smooth hair with curls, it's not always the look. So when you start to put these crimped hairstyles and these fuzzy kind of updos and braids together,
Blush masks and confetti freckles and
and no lashes or eyeliner or white eyeliner with no lashes, it's a strange look. And if you saw it on its own, you could pick it apart, but when you see it with the outfit and on the runway, these girls look stunning.
It was really cool. I was really into all the looks this season.
It's funny because a lot of the looks are wild and natural textures, and so many of I had a client saying, Levi, if you did my hair like that, I'd leave crying. And I said, well, she's like, that frizzy hair is my nightmare. But yet when the girls are wearing it, people are saying, how'd you do that? I'd love to wear my hair like that.
Well, it also takes an hour just to do the set to get into that style, and that's not including drying time or heat styling. That's just rolling Lacey's hair, let's say, or the crimping to get into it. Even before you shake up those things, that takes an hour to get into those things. Sometimes that's something we would never do on clients unless they were going to a fashion show. You know what I mean?
True.
But it's a fun way to get into it, and I think people take these styles a little too literally sometimes too. They're not every day, but you can totally take little bits and pieces and inspirations from things and work it in. I have clients that I reintroduce to crimping irons, and they crimp their roots every single day because they can wear it for 5 days in a row without washing it, and their hair is limp and fine, and it's changed their world. So we're not crimping their whole hair like root stands. We're just doing just the roots, and they're living with it, or just one little fun piece, and it is slowly coming back again.
Well, as we see with a lot of styles coming out of Europe and stuff, it's a lot of air-dried hair or DIY, do-it-yourself hair. But natural textures, frizz, air-dry your hair with braids, take them out. These are very pretty looks. And, if you, just there's a lot of texture, and I know it freaks people out, but it looked really good.
But, it's funny how these trends cycle, because in the 70s there was a lot of big blowouts. 80s became more unfinished textures and a lot of
Perms.
surface texture, we're calling it. That's what the technical term is for it. But then we get into the 90s where everything is poker straight,
flat iron,
super
straight.
flat, really almost greasy looking. It's so straight and fine. And then early 2000s we get into a little bit more curling again, and but root volume and still straight maybe. And then 2010s we're into bigger hair, loose curls, but maybe we're getting into 2020s here where
well, you're rocking a perm, so
we're gonna get back into that surface texture again. I think it's really coming back.
Yeah, I do too.
So look out, everyone's gonna have perms, which means no more silver. Thank
no more
fucking
bleach,
God.
no more silver hair.
Yeah, but we're gonna have some perms. We're gonna have some crimping texture, and I think that's coming back.
Well, everyone who
We're
knows
going in 2020.
If you have natural curl when you straighten your hair and you take an hour to do it, no one says a word. You wear it naturally curly, and people are like, I love your hair. So it says something, right? This summer, we encourage you to rock your waves.
I never realized how much longevity I can get out of my curly hair. I cannot wash my hair for 4 or 5 days, and it still looks good right till the last day. When I didn't have any texture in my hair, I had to wash my hair every day and restyle it because I have a cowlick. There's no way you can style that out.
I think it's really important as stylists to be the client sometimes and get different looks because it helps you understand better.
And it's so funny too because I've always been this curly hair expert, and I pride myself on having these all these curly clients.
But now you really know.
Styling it. Now I know the lifestyle behind it too, and it takes work the first day when you're blow drying it and putting the set in and stuff. But then you can really work with it for ease, and now that's something that I can have under my belt to educate my clients a little further with too.
But it's a lifestyle because you need to actually relax and let go of control because you don't know what it's going to be. And the more wild or unkept in a weird way, the better it looks, the more you will
I
be
did my hair in a minute today,
There
2
you go.
minutes.
And it looks good.
Yeah.
All right, we still got a lot more topics, and we have 8 minutes, so we're going to try and get through this. Now,
through it.
Here we go. Salem did her first runway fashion show. So we were not done this weekend after Linda Carter, Lethbridge Fashion Week. Saturday we worked again, and then it was off to the college for the college fashion program graduation and the final show of the Lethbridge fashion program at the college. It's actually over. It's so sad. It's been such a great era.
So the final class, one of our good friends, Misha, was graduating from, and asked me to model for her because she was doing a plus size line, and I graciously accepted, and I had a great time.
How cool for her to be designing a plus size line. I didn't realize that was her thing.
Yeah, so all of her models were plus size, and even though I look like this curvaceous and not that big lady, I am 6'3", so even my body proportions are different, but I'm a size 18 women's, which is plus size.
So Austin got into his drag body for Misha to measure him with corset, boobs, and hips, and then designed a custom outfit that you got to wear on the runway.
And this amazing floor-length leather jacket that was custom made for my body, and unfortunately it's a really pricey piece, or I would probably buy it because it's so amazing.
Oh, you need to buy it.
Maybe I will, but it's a good price.
Really quick, speaking of buying it, you can buy the clothes from Lethbridge Fashion Week, and they are at
Classic
Classic Dancewear.
Yeah.
So if you saw some of our pictures or videos from Lethbridge Fashion Week, you want to buy some of the fashions, you can buy them at Classic Dancewear this week.
And they probably have contact information for all the designers. If you want anything custom made, I know a lot of them do that.
I bought an outfit right off the runway, and I can't wait to wear it.
It's so good. I don't know if you've even tried it on yet, have you?
I have had no time.
Yeah, but it's really, really, really cute.
Again, when you go try on women's clothes, you have to put on a corset and a bra, and it sucks. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to ask you, Austin, I actually have not asked you, how did it feel to walk the runway?
It felt really natural, oddly. Like because I think I have this protection when I'm Salem and not myself, that I can do absolutely anything.
Yeah.
And I just felt so powerful. I walked that runway, and I'm very aware of my surroundings, and I was like listening to people's reactions and stuff. I walk out there, people lost their shit. They like went wild because there's all these like models, but a lot of like just people's friends that are modeling
Models,
for
students,
them.
teachers.
Yeah, and when this big like 6'9" drag queen comes out with bright orange hair and a floor-length leather jacket, like they went crazy, and I felt super cool and edgy. And
The couple behind me said, "Wow, that's a really tall woman," and the husband said, "I don't know if that is a woman." And then the wife said, "Maybe she's a basketball player." I thought it was so funny.
Well, I can tell you I don't play basketball. It was really fun though, and I just I had so much fun with it. It was a great experience, and I actually enjoyed not doing the hair and makeup for once in this show. But it was hard for me to not be critical as well.
You
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Just because we're always on that side, and as the team Catwalk has it down to a science, but even before Catwalk, I've been doing this my whole career with hair shows, and I've been involved in other fashion shows and stuff. So it's 12 years of effort and experience that I don't want to spill onto other people and look shitty, but I don't know. I was trying not to be critical, and I just enjoyed the experience so much.
I had one complaint about you on the runway.
Yeah?
There wasn't more of it.
Ah.
I could have seen you.
Where are you going with this?
I could have
Silly.
I could have seen you in at least 3 more outfits.
Yeah.
Or at least you come out again at the finale because you were such a beautiful visual to watch.
Yeah. Well, and because the other models are all the size 0, rack size models.
It's awesome
they
to
got
see
do
someone bigger than life.
More than I did, of course. But I had a beautiful custom garment that was made just for my body that I got to wear.
We only have 3 more minutes. We got 2 more topics.
Well,
we got 3 more topics. Okay, that means 1 topic per minute.
Okay, let's
Here we go.
Boom.
The You Are Not Alone event at Hudson's, hosted by Amanda Simone, one of our Jess FM hosts.
It was very successful.
Oh yeah. So after we were done the college fashion
for
show
the Amethyst Project,
for the YWCA, so that was very well attended. I was actually shocked at how many people were there and how great. Not shocked. I mean, it was just so well attended, and it was so fun. And the poutine was so good, and Hudson's is so hospitable. We love working with Hudson's. And you went as Salem. So again, we got 2 drag queens hanging out, Francesca Dynamites at Hudson's. That's always a good time. They had great DJs. Amanda Simone and Women's Shelter, Amethyst Project, not Women's Shelter, sorry, YWCA. Hats off to you. That night.
Yeah, we went in. I just want to preface this way. We went into Hudson's. It was a beautiful,
spring day,
and maybe a little chillier, I don't know, 10 degrees. We left Hudson's. It was 2 degrees and the craziest late season blizzard you've ever seen. Somebody flicked a switch and the wind was blowing snow sideways. There was sleet. Everybody's windows on their cars were completely covered. It was like an apocalypse.
The west side lost power. People were coming in soaking wet. The snow was blowing sideways left, sideways right. I was supposed to drive to Calgary Sunday morning to go to Comic-Con, but with that weather, it was not happening. Austin, you got some quick stats you're going to shout out.
Yeah, so the snowstorm, there's between 14 and 30 centimeters in southern Alberta of snow. Between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. in Calgary, there was 17 centimeters of snow. There's 82 kilometer-an-hour winds with 0 visibility on the highways. There was over 120 car crashes in Calgary area between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Wow,
17
120.
of those caused
Injuries.
injuries, like severe injuries. And the story is between 4:30 and 10 p.m.
Wow.
And that's on Saturday alone in just Calgary area. There's highway closures all over southern Alberta, and a bus with 15 passengers going between Edmonton and Calgary rolled.
Wow, I'm really sorry for anyone who was caught in that storm and injured. That is crazy. That is spring in Alberta, people.
But
So-
that's nuts. I've never seen anything like that. But I gotta say, I watched a lot of videos on Facebook and YouTube of people driving past just absolute carnage, going between Calgary and Canmore and Calgary and Red Deer.
With our last minute to go, here we go with our last topic.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, and by the way, we woke up on Monday and there's like no snow, or Sunday.
Yeah, all gone.
It's like beautiful.
Next day, 4 a.m. it stopped, and then the sun came out and all the snow went away. It was insane.
It's weird.
Taylor Swift,
Taylor Swift, her new single is out.
and it is called Me.
The wait is over. So here we go. Taylor Swift's new music video. If you haven't checked it out, I probably have because of the records it has broken.
It's a collaboration with Panic at the Disco.
Yep, and I want to say this video has a very cool moment, and her last song, Look What You Made Me Do, was covered with visuals about this feud between her and Kim Kardashian, where Kim Kardashian called her a snake, and Taylor
I thought
Swift...
that was about Katy Perry.
No, we've gone through this.
Look what you made me do.
No,
I think it was about
Kim.
all of her feuds. It was 3 different people: Kim Kardashian, Katy Perry, and one other person.
I love you, but let me finish this story. It's our
Okay.
last minute. So Kim told all of her fans to cover Taylor Swift's social media with snakes, and they went in droves. Taylor Swift said it was one of the darkest moments of her lives when she realized how many people could hate her with one person's command. So they all went in and littered her Instagram and social media with snake emojis. So this feud was about Kim specifically.
I would rewatch that video.
So there we go. So this video at the very beginning, she has the snake come out. Oh, and by the way, the day the video came out, Kim Kardashian posted her new jewelry line covered in snakes. Very tacky, Kim. So anyway, at the beginning of the video, Taylor has a rainbow-colored pastel snake come out. It looks at the camera and goes to hiss, and it bursts into beautiful butterflies, and then we get a beautiful pastel rainbow-filled video showing that she has moved on from this, and she's not going to be brought into Kim and Kanye's narrative again. She broke all records with...
Well, yeah, so she started with Bad Blood, and she broke all records with it, and she had 20 million views in the first 24 hours on
Yeah.
YouTube, which is kind of how Billboard Top 100s work nowadays,
Yeah.
is how many views you get in the first 24 hours. So after that, she was beat by...
Adele for 28 million.
with Hello, and then...
Taylor Swift beat it again with Look What You Made Me Do
having 43 million.
in 24 hours.
And then Ariana Grande beat her out with 59 million views for...
Thank you, next.
Thank you, next.
And now Taylor Swift has beat all YouTube Vivo records, 65 million views in 24 hours with Me.
It was good. I really enjoyed watching it. Visually, it's very, very cool.
There's a really cute line. Spelling is fun.
Yeah.
You can't spell me without team.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we think you did a great job. Even though I'm not like the biggest Taylor fan, I have to admit she is definitely one of our newest queens of pop.
hmm
From country to pop, she's done a great job. And you're right, don't drag people into your narrative. Just be you, Taylor. That's all we got time for.
That is all we have time for. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Monday with us. You asked for it with Levi and Austin.
All right, signing off from Jess FM.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Bye.